Welcome to the closing crew with Anton, Dan, and Brad. What's up?
Yo, this one is even better.
It is even better now that your voice is all warmed up. Yeah, dude.
Yeah. I practiced in the shower this morning. So
Very nice. Very nice.
it's my one thing I can add to this podcast.
You add so much to this
Dan.
podcast,
Very
Brad.
kind of you.
You add so much color and flavor to this podcast.
Thank you.
Yeah. I think Anton and I, we would just be PETA. But with you, we are now a hero. Is that how that works? Is he hero made out of pita bread? Okay, anyways.
Who's PETA?
Who's PETA? All right, y'all. So Closing Crew podcast, episode whatever. And we we have our topic today brought to us by Mr. Brad. And it is about...
It's more Anton than Brad, by the way.
I mean, that's right. We already did this.
Yeah.
It is inspired by Anton with his super smart home, right?
Yeah.
And Brad's done some research as of high. Yeah. And we will...
I don't know about that. But
Oh, a little. You Googled it a little
there
bit,
you
right? So
Yeah.
today we're going to talk about smart homes. Oh, and that's right. Like, so with smart home technology, we're going to show a couple of things that are on the cutting edge that might not be everywhere, right? At this point. But because we're in the Bay Area, since we do real estate in the Bay, most of the tech buyers are on the cutting edge, right? So eventually we're going to be seeing all this stuff in the homes probably within 5-10 years. So I think it'd be fun to go through and kind of share what's out there and then see, kind of let everybody know what their future is going to look like.
Yeah, and I think like with home tech, I think a lot of people right now, they probably already have the door camera,
Yep.
right?
Yeah.
The doorbell camera. That's pretty common,
Mhm.
especially with porch pirates, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then a lot of people probably have some type of camera system, either inside or outside of the house, or both.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Which is funny because nowadays, my wife and I were talking about, it's like when we were younger, we would totally be able to sneak out of the house.
Oh, yeah.
Or have parties when our parents were out of town.
Yeah. Yeah.
Nowadays, no way. Can't
No
get away with
way.
that stuff, right?
100%.
No
Yeah, I think it's actually a cool idea. Like maybe we could also do the round and then say, okay, what do you use personally?
Yeah.
Like in your home, and what would you recommend, and what would you say like total waste of money?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to be terrible, but yeah, let's do it. A real life.
Dan has a baseball bat.
Yeah, dude, that's as smart as I get in my home. Yeah, for sure, dude. But
100% you have something smart.
yeah, I do. I have
Hannah.
a few things. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, everything but me essentially in that house.
What's funny about Dan, for all the millions of users, viewers out there, Dan, when it comes to tech, he can barely turn on an iPad. He's always having problems with things, and you would think that just being in the valley, he would be more tech savvy. But a part of it is that he's a little bit against it. I think he just, he wants that caveman kind of like quality.
I'm like
still.
a contrarian, I think, and I'm very backwards. I can't deny that. But it's funny because I went to school for computer engineering because I'm Asian and I'm naturally good at that kind of stuff. But I don't like it. You know what I mean? I don't know why. I like trees. I like wood. I like metal. I like tangible, But when it comes to like ones and zeros, there's something about that. Maybe it's because I don't fully, truly understand it, right?
Yeah.
That like it's unnerving for me. So if I'm definitely like, I'd be okay with living in a cabin somewhere.
You like a vintage manual labor.
Yeah.
I do. I think it's
But
because
that's
it
nice.
makes sense.
I mean, to be
me.
honest, there are certain ways I like that too.
Yeah.
It's like I think there is like a beauty into it.
Oh yeah.
But
Definitely.
But I think like nowadays, I guess like you can mix it up.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
And I say that, right? But I'm sure if I went to that cabin and I didn't have internet, I'd be like, oh man, this sucks. I want to go back to the
So,
future.
do you have internet at your house?
Yeah, dude, I have dial-up.
Yeah,
I'm like, Hannah, don't pick up the phone. I'm doing work.
Yeah. 56K. I'm thinking.
I keep getting the Netscape CDs, the free trial
There you
CDs.
go.
You remember those?
Oh, man.
Or floppies even.
Right.
Oh, you have
Yeah.
floppies?
Yeah, dude.
Is it so one picture per flop?
Yeah, dude. Not even.
Nowadays.
You would have to break it up. Like 3 floppies would be like one image or
Too low.
something. Yeah, dude. Yeah, I remember.
So, what
those.
is your home tech? Your
my home
Yeah.
tech? I mean, the Ring.
yeah.
You got to have the Ring.
Yeah.
I've got cameras and stuff. But That's pretty much it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You mean the doorbell, the ring doorbell?
Yeah, just like a
That's-
Ring
okay.
cameras, right? And I've got cameras like all around my house and stuff.
I
You
see.
know?
Okay.
But aside from that, like I'm not into automation.
Are the cameras like Nest or are they just kind of
It's Ring.
a Ring? Okay.
Yeah, I'm in the Ring ecosystem.
Got it.
Yeah, and then I just pull it up, and it's good to. I think that's good because I get to see what's going on.
Yeah.
I get to see my dad just wandering around the house like tripping, because my parents, they live in an ADU behind our house. So my dad is retired, so he likes to garden. But it's funny. It's instead of it actually like I'm never alerted by like a burglar. I'm always alerted by my dad wandering around, and I look at the camera and he just looks like Sasquatch. It's like Bigfoot. It's like that footage. I just see him like tripping the cameras and just like wandering around. It's like
in
looking
his
for like
boxers.
things to water
Yeah.
and like plants to cut.
Oh, that's awesome.
It's a good way to keep track of elderly parents, so makes sense.
Yeah, and then like I feel like, all right, and you guys can just roast me on this, right? But there's always a part of me where I'm like, when you go into the house and you can get everything automated, like lights come on or music starts playing or whatever. For me, I'm kind of like, well, if I want that light on, I just flick the switch. You know what I mean?
Man.
You remember those?
You
You know what
just,
those are?
you just use
man.
your finger and flip the switch.
Like
oh
an
my
ant- like a
god!
caveman.
So you actually have to get up from the couch and then walk?
Yeah,
What the hell, Dan?
yeah.
Dude.
Yeah. I'm the same guy where it's like back in the day, remember like the crank to open the car window?
Oh yeah.
Like when it went to buttons, I was like, what are we like so lazy that we can't open the window now?
Is that what you say?
That's what I thought back then.
Do you have like
and it's stupid now.
do you
I
have
get
a
that. But
remote control for your TV or no?
yeah. I just adjust the antennas and I slap the side of it until I see
You
what
have your
I
kids
wanna
go up,
see.
turn the channel.
Yeah, dude. No, my kids are they're not cavemen like me. It's weird, man. I don't know. I'm broken, but I mean, you guys.
No, that's nice. I actually like. It's good to see that there's still some people who like
Yeah.
really enjoy like like the simpleness. Like I mean, no, that's for real.
I feel like in the future, Anton's gonna come over to my house. Like how people go to Sentinel Island so that they can like view the cavemen. They're like, oh, look at that, like that tribe, and they're just like beating each other with staffs and stuff.
Well, that's
Like
good.
look, they're in their
I know. It's gonna be like a reality show, like life. It's like you put the cameras in your house and like, oh, do you want to see like how the caveman lives? Like subscribe and see like how you can live without smart home.
And I'm like wandering around.
and then there's then like a flipping manually, like a light switch. Oh, have you seen it? He just did it. Right. And then open the door with the key instead of the smart lock.
Dude, you don't have a smart lock?
I don't have a smart lock. I do use keys. I like my keys. Yeah.
We're teasing. I know a lot of people out there definitely don't have a lot of the tech that
I don't know if you guys are
have.
teasing. I think
Well, we're teasing you, but like in general, I know that a lot of people out there don't have even Ring cameras. You know, 'cause part
That's
of it's
weird.
No,
security
100%.
reasons, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
right.
like if you're living out in the boonies, you don't have to worry so much probably about porch pirates and things like that, right? Whereas when you're living in
Yeah.
the suburbs in California,
yeah.
porch pirates and things like that are definitely a reality of life. So
Yeah.
it's good to have.
It's
And like
true.
now, it's funny with Ring cameras now too. It's like with like door salesmen. Like
Right.
I feel like it's an extinct kind of profession because
Yeah.
Right.
anytime somebody comes to the door, we're like, hell, who's coming?
Get the hell out of
And then
here.
we just look, and it's
I
like
know.
somebody, even Girl Scout cookies. We're like,
Oh, dang, you're heartless, dude.
Oh wow.
Say no
you
to
can only
Girl Scout
buy
cookies.
so many Girl Scout cookies.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
It's like you should like a message. Nobody's home.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. It's like, get out of here. We've got
I think there is an option. Yeah, is there is an option to pre-record the message or something?
probably.
I think
Yeah, on the Ring doorbell,
Yeah.
there's a thing that says, "Sorry, we're not able to answer the door."
Yeah,
anymore,"
yeah,
whatever,
yeah.
So, and then on the Ring cameras, one of our neighbors,
Yeah.
who's ultra paranoid, by the way, he had when they moved in, they literally put Ring cameras, like 2 in the front and then 3 on the side,
Whoa.
and
in the front.
yeah,
Wow.
and they're super loud. And if you walk past their driveway, it says, "Hello, you're being recorded." By, you know,
Whoa.
Oh, really?
it's so
paranoid.
weird.
Okay. So,
That is pretty
Yeah.
weird. In such a nice neighborhood, too.
so So you only have a camera right now, yeah? So
Yeah, I have a few cameras.
what do you like? Do you have any plans like to add something else, or this is like that makes you happy and then
that makes me happy.
Okay.
Like I don't need much, you know what I mean? Like I just want to keep it
Simple.
like simple.
Yeah.
I everything I like simple.
Yeah,
Like
no, I
even my
like it.
stupid car, right? Why did I buy
you
a
have a nice
Forerunner? The Forerunner, literally, the reason why I bought it is because it has like no technology in it, as little as possible. Like even my back.
You do have a CarPlay, correct?
Yeah, I do.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's it.
But you know what I'm
That's
saying?
enough. I mean, to be honest,
Yeah.
for me, is like one of the
Yeah.
most like must-have thing in the car.
Sorry, yeah.
Because the way that I see technology, and this is like definitely not a good mentality to have, but like when I see technology, I don't think about the capabilities, right?
Mhm.
I think about, oh, that's just another thing that can break.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I mean, that's
No,
true.
I
I
think
mean,
that way too.
Forerunner, I think, is one of the most reliable cars.
It
Like,
is.
it's very
So
rigid,
simple.
and I think this is how we can describe them.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Yeah. I'm very rigid and creaky. Hey, so you guys are pretty tied in, right? I'd say you're most tied in.
Yeah.
I'd say you're up there too, though.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah.
I think so you're at the bottom in
Yeah.
terms of tech adoption.
I'd say I'm like, yeah.
I'm in the middle, and I think
For the
Anton's
bit.
at the top.
Okay. That's a good spread.
Yeah.
So
that's
so
true.
let's go in order then.
Yeah.
So then one level above, right? What do you find in a smart home that actually helps you and that you feel is not essential, but it's like, oh yeah, this really helps me. Like I need it.
Definitely the Ring doorbell for
Yep.
sure.
Yep.
And then
cameras,
we
yeah.
have the Nest cameras,
Mhm.
inside and out. Inside, my wife's not too happy about. I don't turn them on when we're there, but
Yeah.
like when we're leaving out of town, totally makes sense to have that, right?
Sure.
'Cause,
100%.
and then we have Alexa. The bummer about our system is it's not one ecosystem, right? So we have the Ring
yeah.
camera, we got the Nest camera,
Yeah.
and then we have Alexa for music and just
Mm-hmm.
whatever. But I like to use the Alexa a lot too because when we're not there out of town or whatever, I'll have the music playing, and I can turn on the lights. through
When you're
Alexa.
not there,
Yeah, like when we're like out of town or whatever.
oh,
on a
to
trip.
keep the burglars away.
Yeah. Just it's
okay.
all about
Oh, yeah.
deterrence, right?
Sure.
So, burglar walks up to a house. If there's cameras,
Yeah.
there's music playing, there's lights on. They're gonna go to the next house that is dark and doesn't have cameras, right? So
True.
that's my
It's like Kevin's alone home.
yeah.
Yeah.
It's like-
Yeah.
yeah. Back in this, you have to like use the puppets. And
Yeah,
so-
yeah.
Now,
Oh,
you,
yeah,
now,
yeah.
now you can do it from your phone.
Dude, I love
Yeah.
that movie. Yeah.
Yeah. So like
Yeah.
Alexa's great in that I'll turn on the music, here and there, and then you can program it so that the lights turn on at certain times of the day or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't like to do that because I think of Home Alone because like I feel like if somebody's really stalking your house and they know your cameras or your lights are turning on at 7 p.m. every day,
Right.
right? So
yeah.
I just know to like when we're out of town, I'll just go on my Alexa app and turn on the lights, turn on the music going and
see.
stuff like that.
And you just
different
like live
rooms.
it. Oh wow.
Yeah,
Okay.
and I'll leave it on
Wow,
through the
smart.
night. So,
That's very interesting.
and then one little device, I forgot what it's called, but sometimes when we're gone out of like for weeks at a time, and this is total paranoia, by the way, right? Because we already
That's right
have
up my
all
alley.
this stuff. Right? Yeah. But there's this little thing. I think I got it on Amazon for like $20, and you plug it in, and it flashes like lights on the wall. It makes it look like it's a TV on.
Wow.
So
That's
I'll-
like The Exorcist, dude.
So I'll have it on.
There.
So how much gold do you have at home?
I know,
That's
right?
the thing, right? We got nothing. We got a bunch of toys and real estate signs. So it's paranoia. But we'll have that on when we're gone for weeks at a time.
Right.
So that's that.
You'll have to share that with me. I'm interested in that.
yeah. And actually, when I use that little
Or like
thing,
shadows of like people effing.
I don't. Here we go. Here we go. This is Dan's moment here. But I'll actually, I've had clients that are paranoid about having a vacant home,
Right.
and I'll lend that to them.
Dude, that's great,
Yeah,
man.
so
That's
it's
awesome.
total simple tech, but
Yeah,
that's
right.
something. And you play, and when you're walking by the house,
Yeah.
and you look through the people's window, you'll see like lights flashing, kind of like, oh, they're
Right.
just watching TV.
Right.
The only problem is it's on all night, so that's not very realistic. But
Nah.
so
I mean, people do that,
Yeah.
But I laugh because you're a tier above, right? And it's just I just realized like I kind of have the similar thing, but instead of having like Alexa being like, Alexa, turn on lights to compound, right? For me, I'm literally on one of those old school digital or old school timers that you plug into the wall.
Right. Yeah.
And I have like some lights that like come on every evening.
Got it.
You know what I mean?
Okay. Well,
But yeah.
that's good tech. It's
Dude, I'm like an
tech, but
old
that
man.
works, yeah.
Dude.
You
Like,
are.
I don't know what happened to me, but that's cool. I really like that the thing
Little
that
device.
that
Yeah.
puts shadowy figures on the wall.
Yeah, it's good for like I said, like vacant homes too.
Yeah.
when you're selling them.
That's really good. That's really
And
good.
then I think the other piece of tech that definitely I use pretty much every day is our Nest thermostat.
Yeah.
You know, just monitoring the temperature in our house, make sure the heater or air conditioner comes on at right times and things like that. So
Right.
that's good to have. But other than that, I think those are the main pieces of tech we use in our house.
Right.
So
Yeah.
oh, and then we have obviously like the smart lock too. So that's
The smart lock.
That's
yeah.
good
The
for-
autumn.
yeah for it's good for the cleaners when they come in, you know.
Yeah.
And then just any other vendors that
Yeah.
if we're not home
Mm-hmm.
can let them in and stuff like that. So
Right. Do you have a
Yeah.
Roomba?
we have a Roomba, but you know we don't use it much.
Yeah.
It's funny. I don't know why, but it's
Yeah.
just sitting in the corner and gathering dust.
Yeah. No, I used Roomba before, and now I only use it for the garage.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's kind of my environment. I can control it.
Right.
If you use it at home, if Tao drops something, Athena drops something, it's just like gonna
Yeah.
eat it right away, and then it's like doesn't make sense, and then I have to clean it up.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so
it's more work.
So yeah, the surface have to be like clean, and like if someone dropped a shirt or something like fabric, oh man, that's it. It's
Oh,
just
yeah,
gonna like
dude,
eat
yeah.
up, and then you have to disassemble the whole thing to
Right.
to make it work again. Yeah.
Yeah. So that's cool. You got I mean, I'd say though everything that you have is pretty reasonable. You know.
Yeah.
Like
yeah. It's definitely functional. Like we use
Yeah.
it. So.
yeah. I think it's good. I mean, it kind of shows like you're a little lazy.
Yeah, that's definitely without question.
I'm
Do
just
you
joking.
plan to add anything else in the future, or that's pretty much perfect setup for you?
I mean, the other piece of tech that we'll show. I think I would add that just
okay.
I think just because it's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
that
don't
is
think
pretty cool.
it's very functional, but
Yeah.
for me at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
Cool. And then Anton, you are
So
the
for me,
master
like
class.
Ooh, this is gonna be
I
exciting.
remember, so when we just started doing Perilane, I think at that time, like all the smart homes started popping up, like like smart lights, like all the switches, and I was super into it. I'm like, like we have to make like everything smart, like everything I want to control like with my phone and all the stuff. I mean, and we did it. I mean, for the lights, I do have all the switches, smart switches.
Yeah.
So, and I think the most helpful is the outdoor for me now, like, after all these years.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the inside, I agree, this use case, what you mentioned is super cool. But when you're home, you never use that. You're not going to say, hey, Google, or hey, Alexa, turn on the kitchen lights. I mean,
Do you do that?
Yeah.
You do.
oh no, I mean, in the beginning I did that, but then eventually somehow like I went to then approach.
Going back to your roots.
Yeah, go back to the roots,
Yeah,
to the
dude.
manual. Like
You probably don't even have that muscle anymore. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know how to do
yeah,
it.
Yeah,
so,
dude. You're devolving.
yeah. So in the beginning, like I was super cool and I'd show everyone, look at this, I can control the whole home like with the voice. I mean, it is definitely cool. But the outdoor lights that you can schedule them to turn on and off automatically, especially in Perilane, super helpful. Like,
Yep.
if you have a property somewhere it's like where it's very dark and then you come home after work and the light's already on,
Right.
like super helpful. And then also that you can control this with your phone as well. And then you can see that's cool. Then cameras, I think security cameras is one of the most useful things. Like you can see who is coming or who was there. Like I think it doesn't matter where you are. Like if you even remote, like some animals, because you never know. Like
Yeah.
sometimes you can have like animal problem and then something happened, but you can at least see like what happened. Or if you're in town, then it's like definitely helps to protect your home. I think it's not always really scares those guys, but at least there is some kind of type of protection and you have them on camera. What else? Yeah, the doorbell is super cool too. Like I agree, it's also like you can see who is going to your front door, to your entrance door. What else I have? Sprinkler system. I actually have a smart Yeah,
Oh,
sprinkler system. It's very cool because it's actually reads the moisture and also reads the forecast. And if it rains, it's not gonna waste the water and like sprinkle your, I don't know, lawn or veggies. Depends what you have. I mean this thing is actually saving money.
Yep.
Then the thermostat, Nest thermostat,
Yeah.
I think is also one of the best thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say if you travel and then you come back home and then you want to make sure it's cool or warm inside, you can also preset up. Like,
Right.
by the time you get home, it's warm. And then for the cameras, so I do use Nest cameras because I think the cool part about Nest, so when they plugged in, when they're not battery operated, you can record 24/7
Mm.
and you can have those time lapses. You know?
Right.
Whereas like Arlo, I think I used Arlo before. I think it's event based.
I think Arlo's done too.
Oh yeah.
I think so. I think they went out of business.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh okay.
Because Microsoft, like, yeah.
Oh,
something like
wow. Okay. Yeah. So I think it's event based. So only if like you mark something, okay, monitor this part, and then there's something happen in that area, then it records the clip. Whereas like a Nest cameras, it records 24/7, and it's
Yeah.
like so helpful. I mean, in my opinion, I mean, it's not like 4K, it's 1080p, and then maybe costs a little bit more in all the subscriptions. But like everything I tested, I think it's the best. I don't know about the Ring, like if Ring records 24/7, or is it only also event based?
event based. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And I think like for me, I have everything running on batteries.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah, that's the thing. Like I think in the beginning I was doing it,
Yeah.
and it's so annoying
It is
to
very
climb
annoying.
and replace
Dude,
all
yeah.
these batteries. Like I mean, now I learn everything has to be wired because like
Yeah.
you don't want to deal with
yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
I think if I'm not mistaken, the Ring outdoor cameras now or the Nest outdoor cameras are all battery. They don't hardwire them anymore.
Why?
I don't know. Yeah,
Hmm.
I was looking online one day and I think that's what I saw. I'll have to
Interesting.
double
Which
check.
one is that?
The Nest ones, the newer outdoor cameras, they're all battery operated.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh no! You can still wire them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think they all. So there is no like two options anymore. I think back in the days it was battery or wired,
Okay.
but now it can be battery operated. But then if you buy the cable and you plug it in permanently,
Got
it's
it.
going to be powered and it still records
Okay.
24/7. So in this home, actually, I got the new version of those.
Okay.
And if you plug them in, they still do 24/7. But if it's a battery, if you operate them on the battery, it's event based only.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Got it.
That's what I'm on.
So what else? Smoke alarms. To be honest, I think for personal use and also let's say if you have a rental like Airbnb, like you never know. Like I mean, most of the time someone is cooking in the kitchen and then
Right,
there is
right.
a lot
Yeah.
of smoke and then you get this notification on your phone.
Yeah.
And then you can check the cameras. So I think that's super helpful.
Yeah.
What else? Let me see. Actually,
That brings up a great point though.
Yeah.
Like I think for me personally, for my own home, yeah, I don't need a lot of that stuff.
Mhm.
But for rentals and stuff, yeah, like specifically Airbnbs, I
Yeah.
think they're fantastic because
Yeah.
you can't. It's your investment, so you can
Yeah.
monitor everything.
Yeah.
That makes sense to me. I would
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then what else? Smart locks. I
Mhm.
think smart locks 100% recommend.
Especially for rentals. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know if you have a kids or something like as Brad mentioned, if a cleaners like something going on, like you can just share a different code, not the same code, and you can also have like a full control. You can say, okay, today this code is activated, tomorrow is expired, so they cannot enter the house anymore.
Right.
So and then garage door. I think you can also like do the
Yeah.
smart garage door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, all those things. I mean, you don't have to have them, but like I think it's very useful. Like nowadays, that you can control everything with your phone.
Totally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I would say the cameras is and the smart lock. Like I would put them as top two.
The one piece of home tech that I'm resistant to, very Dan Asaka
Yeah.
about when I walk into a home and I'm like, oh man, those things are the worst. Are the smart refrigerators, especially
Oh,
ones
with the
Samsung.
cameras inside?
I just wanted to bring it up. Like, yeah, so I think like those things, what we just mentioned, I think it's very useful and helpful.
Yeah.
But like, I think definitely like the weird or like a nonsense smart thing is like, yeah, the smart fridge with the TV on it and screen
Right.
to monitor what you have like in your fridge and
Right.
refill and then go there and like use it as an iPad. It's completely a waste of money.
Yeah,
like
I wonder
mean,
how many people
yeah,
actually do that.
yeah,
A
it's
lot. I see them all the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, you see it, but do you know
Yeah.
if people are using
Yeah,
it? Right?
No, yeah. Like when I like the homes that we sell, I see them all the time.
yeah.
Yeah. Now, I think like for me,
And I think also like in general appliances. I think like
Yeah.
a smart appliances nowadays it just like doesn't make sense to me because like why would you want to have a smart blender? What is it gonna do for you?
Yeah.
Like I don't know, like prep everything in the evening and then say start by 7 a.m. or something. I don't know. It's like I think smart appliances just doesn't make sense to me.
Yeah, and in the last like 6 months, I've had renters basically reach out and say, "Hey, we're having issues with this." It's always the Samsung refrigerators.
really?
Those things are the worst, man.
Oh, interesting.
really?
And they're really hard to
Like
find.
the smart one or the regular?
The smart ones, and it's hard to find people to actually repair them.
Really?
Yeah.
But this is like one of the like common fridges. I would say like LG and Samsung.
LG, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
And-
I tell people to avoid Samsung refrigerators. To be honest,
Wow.
Yeah.
I always say like avoid the Samsung dishwashers. Like the Bosch is the best.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh yeah. Bosch. Is
yeah.
definitely
They're so
But-
expensive.
but-
though.
yeah.
but like you would replace like 3 Samsungs before you have to
Yeah.
replace Bosch.
Yeah.
So
and
I-
also,
I
they're
think-
easier to service, the Bosch ones. Because my
Yeah.
rentals in Almaden, they're both
And
on
they're
Bosch.
super
and they're
quiet.
Yeah.
It's
They're
like
pretty good, yeah.
like first I'm also like, oh, it's like double the price, you know.
Right.
But once I tried it, like every time when we do like something like home for us, I always do Bosch. It's the best.
We are definitely middle-aged men talking about dishwashers.
I know that's funny, but I mean, and so yeah, I think 100% like those like smart things, like smart appliances, doesn't make sense. Like even the washer or dryer or like all these
Right.
things. But I think the cool part, what I'm excited to see, what's gonna happen, like with all of this, like you know how the AI gonna change it,
Yeah.
and also like how all this new robots, like what there's like several companies, who is bringing this up. I
Yep.
think it's like what Tesla, and then there's one you send it, some kind of like robotics or something.
Yeah. I forgot the name of it, but definitely
yeah.
a lot more popping up.
Yeah.
I mean,
So yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some companies who is working on the back end and like not releasing information. But
Yeah.
I'm curious how the world gonna change when
man.
can you imagine? We have a podcast and there is like a robot standing there and watching us.
Oh, gross.
Dude, just having robots help you lift things up. You know, hey,
I
can
know.
you move this couch over? You know.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, I'd be cool with that. Like
Yeah,
an
dude.
exoskeleton.
Yeah.
That'd be sick.
Well, yeah, but I think like you know doing the laundry, doing the dishes, like all this home chore, like it would be amazing.
Walking the dog. Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then don't get a dog. You know what I'm saying?
I don't mind walking our dogs. But
Yeah,
like
you should. So okay,
but-
this is my issue, right? Like, I think the reason why for me is like, with all this technology, I like when technology solves problems,
Yeah.
right? But then some of these things that are coming up, they're creating problems to solve. Like, so for instance, the refrigerator is like a prime example of that, where I'm like, okay, you could have cameras everywhere and have all this extra, you know, like technology to monitor and manage the inside of your refrigerator, or you could just open it and look at it and just use your brain.
Right.
You know what I mean? And like, so that's kind of where I draw the line, right? But like a camera, for instance, like there's no way to like that solves an issue of like when you're not home, you can still see what's going on and be in the know, right? Or like you were talking about the exterior, like watering your yard and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Where it's like that makes sense to me.
Totally.
But the other stuff, I'm just like,
And another thing, actually, I forget. Like you know, for the home security system, you know, like those sensors for the doors and the windows. So let's say if someone opened the door and the window, it make a sound inside your house. It's not necessary, but I think it's like sometimes it's peace of mind. Let's say it depends where you live.
Yeah.
For example, in Perry Lane, I did install it. Like, you know, whoever opened the front door or any sliding doors or windows, then like, you know, you get like a notification inside of home, like a ping or something. But I think like the Ring is doing something now too. Like the funny part, like when I invested into it, like it was a Nest. And then I think a year ago, they say, oh, we stopped supporting the system anymore. So it's like, it's completely a waste of money. Like I install all the sensors now and it's like, they're like, oh, we're not supporting this anymore. I'm like,
It's
what?
funny they got out of that.
Yeah, it's like, I'm like, what the? But it's like just for the peace of mind, like, you know, those sensors. I mean,
Well, I mean, the peace of mind though, that is, it's valid,
Yeah.
right? Even if it's not quote unquote functional, it
Yeah.
serves you in the sense that it makes you feel better,
Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
So you're less
Yeah.
stressed out, you know.
Yeah.
So
I think as
yeah.
Brett was mentioning, like, there's some paranoid people who is like really worry about
Mhm.
that. I'm pretty sure they're gonna do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, Brad, cutting edge. What do we got here? You wanted
Yeah,
to show
so-
us this cool new tech.
One of the things that just came up in CES was from Ring. Oh man, no, I think I lost it. Yep, no, I gotta go back. But Ring has come out with a drone, basically.
Dude, everything's like drone based these days.
Yeah, of course. This is probably not the best one. Sorry, I had it on a little while ago, but
So like having these kind of things, like, you know, we're gonna see it in a bit. We saw it a little earlier, but having drones flying around in your house though, like
When I know, but like, remember, like, what happened to this? Like, everyone were talking about like drone delivery and like
Mhm.
a
yeah.
food delivery and Amazon delivery. Did it ever happen in any of the states or anywhere in the world? Because
I
like,
think it's happening, but yeah, not to the level that everyone was predicting.
yeah,
they use it to drop bombs on people,
No, I mean,
deliver
yeah.
bombs to people.
Yeah.
That's that's kind
Yeah.
of happening.
Yeah.
I think it's actually the adoption is greater in like Asia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So they are delivering packages.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah. But here in the U.S., I think it's more so like in rural areas.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
true. I think that makes sense. Have you seen the New Year fireworks in Shanghai
Mm-hmm.
where they did this show with the
all
drones?
drones.
With
Oh,
the
yeah.
thousands. And
Yeah.
can
That's
you imagine how
crazy.
you program this and
Yeah.
and it works so perfectly?
Did any of them fall or anything?
Well, I mean, and the best drones also coming from China is DJI.
Yeah.
So I think that
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Did any of them? Was there any hiccups at all?
I'm sure there were, but not noticeable. Right. So
And then
that
the
many drones.
CCP just hit it.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, it's
Actually, at
it's
the end,
it's all
everybody there
covered up.
died,
Yeah.
but they just swept it under the rug.
So
all covered.
here's the drone from Ring.
Always call the camera. Yeah, the camera that flies.
Oh, damn.
Man.
That's me.
Huh?
Camera that can see every angle in your home without having a camera in every room and make it smart alarm.
Oh, jeez.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
that would be
That would be
terrifying.
creepy.
That's a horrible burglar.
Great, because you can watch live.
So mostly you would use it, let's say, if you leave your home and then you like, oh, did I turn off my stove or something, like just to check on that you can go any spot in your house.
Pretty much. So, okay. How I see this thing working out is like,
Yeah,
one, it'd be cool if it can go outside too, right?
yeah,
I don't see why it wouldn't.
Yeah. So, like, if you like live on like an acre of land
Yeah.
or something significant,
Yeah.
I mean, something like that would be really cool just
Yeah.
to be able to, when you're
Yeah.
not home, to have it
Yeah,
fly
yeah.
out and take a look,
That's
right?
so creepy.
yeah,
The other thing is like I have 2 dogs, and so sometimes
Yeah.
it's we want to figure out what our dog's doing or whatever.
Mhm.
A lot of curious pet owners
Oh yeah, that makes
having
sense.
something fly around.
Oh yeah, so
you know.
okay, I see.
Yeah.
Yeah, for the pets. Yeah,
yeah,
okay.
And then second, like our home down in SoCal, every night I check before I go to bed the cameras on our Nest app just to make sure all the rooms are good and stuff like that. So I'm
Do
diligent
you
about
have a
that.
camera in every room?
Not every room, but every
Okay,
level,
good.
every floor. So what I was telling you guys before the podcast is we just found out Jamie
Right.
went down there,
Yeah.
major leak in
Yeah,
the
that
bathtub.
sucks.
And so she came in, ceiling, walls were all wet,
Ugh.
dripping water.
That's terrible.
So like if we had that drone, I mean, I don't know if it would catch it, but obviously since we're not there very often,
Yeah.
having it fly through the house just to do a
to see.
check.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's actually I put this on my list too. Like for the water leaks,
Yeah.
there is also like a smart home thing that you
Right.
can install in your
Yeah.
pipe,
Yeah.
and then it's also like notifies you if there is like let's say
A
if you're not
major
home,
leak,
yeah, and then it still see that there is a water leak or something,
Yeah.
like the slowly water is moving.
Right.
It's gonna not. I never did this. I always wanted to do it, but I think it's super helpful.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if you really, I don't know, like there's some property like really care about, like I would definitely do that too. Then
Right.
because the water damage is the worst thing
Okay,
ever.
that's the
Actually, it
worst.
just happened in Perry Lane. They were extending like a plumbing for the jacuzzi, and then when they put the water back, suddenly like one of my contractor called me. He's like, "Hey, there is a lot of water coming from the garage." I'm like, "What?" He's like, "I think it's from kitchen." I'm like, "What? There's no way. Like, why is it coming from the kitchen?" So and then we had this water filter system and a water softener, and for some reason, when they put the water pressure back, there is water filter on the main line, and it was just spraying water everywhere, and it leaked so much water, and through the foundation inside the garage. It was insane. So we had to like remove the filter, and for some reason the ring was missing there. And then like, I mean, thanks God we were able to fix it, but like, and it's only run for a couple hours,
Yeah.
but it's already created like so much. I mean, probably damage to the foundation. I will have to check after the guest checked out.
Yeah.
But it was pretty insane. Yeah. So like if you have this device, then it would notify you right away, or there is like something is out of order.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. And then if you had the Ring drone, you can have it
You can fly
through
there,
and check it out,
and then spy on your guests.
Yeah.
It's like, well, what's this you do?
It probably won't have much adoption for Airbnb.
Oh
homes,
no!
but yeah,
That's I mean, can you imagine
know.
you're at Airbnb and there's a drone next to you?
But imagine if you had a huge house, right, or a
Yeah.
huge property, just having something like that would.
I mean,
totally-
I think that's super helpful.
Yeah. So that's something I think. I don't know when it's going to be released, but when it is, I think I'll get myself one just to play with it.
And
Yeah,
then
dude.
what-
I think
and then-
like the basis of all this is monitoring, right? Like
Yeah.
all this technology is really just like different ways of monitoring, right?
Monitoring and deterrence.
Yeah. But okay, so I'm gonna
until someone hack the world and start controlling all the smart things.
Yeah.
It's but I mean, to be honest, like actually over the years, like as I said, 10 years ago, I'm like, oh, everything has to be smart. But now I actually start enjoying the manual simple things a little bit more, because like, I mean, over those 10 years, like the light switches broke down. Like, they stopped working, and then I'm like, oh man, okay. I'm like first I'm like, oh, I have to replace with the smart one, and it broke down again. I'm like, you know what? I'm not gonna replace it with the smart one. I'm just gonna replace it with the regular manual one, and I'm only gonna keep the smart one for the outside, which just makes sense. Right. And and some other things too. Like, I mean, you always think in your head, oh, like that's gonna make my life more convenient, but then actually at the end is not, because you spend so much time like figuring out to make this thing work.
Absolutely.
And then, okay, it works a little bit, but then it stopped working again. And I think it's a balance. It has to be like healthy balance, like what it makes sense, what it really works for you. And then other things, just keep it simple. Because I think like based on my experience, like in 10 years of all this tech and smart home testing, not everything has to be automated and everything has to be smart.
Yup.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that, brother.
Yeah.
Preach to the choir for that one. For sure. Because also too, like I'm gonna be the annoying devil's advocate. But if I'm like, so that burglar in that commercial was dumb, right? But if I was the burglar and I saw like a drone flying to me, dude, bam, just hit it out of the sky, and now your home is completely in a dead zone. I take everything.
You do. But then the drone took a camera of your face, and
well, I'd be wearing a mask, unlike that guy, and like I'd be like training too. Yeah. I'd train for a year until I was physically like capable of taking a drone down. I just wrestle that thing to the ground, murder your drone, then take your TV. All good.
All right.
I think cool will be if the next generation of drones, if they really see some kind of like a bad guys trying to break inside your home, there's some kind of like a electroshock or something,
or it's just like a Glock taped to the drone.
Yeah, that you can shoot them, or like something like harm them basically. Yeah, like I mean,
grenade.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah,
hell yeah.
It's like
I'm cool with that.
It's like a self-destructing, if there is an attack on the drone, like like engage destruction.
Heck yeah, dude.
I'm sure they'll have something like that.
Yeah, if I can't have it, nobody can have it, and just like rig the house to explode, But I don't know, man. Like once again, it goes back to like, is it an actual problem that needs to be solved? And then if so, then do it in a reasonable way. Yeah. But to your point, I don't know. Like this, I think like it's so trendy to have everything automated and cool, but at the end of the day, if it doesn't serve you, if it doesn't like really bring you happiness, then it's like, why bother? It's just an extra thing that's going to stress you out when it doesn't work.
Yeah, that's the
So,
worst.
yeah, because like for me, like I'm always thinking like, man, okay, this is really cool when everything works, right? In an ideal scenario, it all works. But then what if your power goes out?
Yeah.
What if your internet goes out? Then all of a sudden, is it worthless?
Then you have a battery inside
Yeah.
your home.
Or you could just have a bat.
But you know the funny part, like let's say, okay, if you have a solar system and the battery backup in your home, so your home still works. And the funny part, the internet still will work as well for some reason. Like, you know, if you have like PG&E outage, yeah, and then there is no power to the home. But if you have a solar and the battery backup, so the home still works. And for some reason, internet works as well. So I don't know how that works. I mean, it's a fiber internet, so I don't know if it's only fiber or anything else will work.
Satellite would probably be fine too.
Oh yeah, satellite.
Like
yeah.
Starlink, that's a cool.
Yeah.
I like
Oh,
that
yeah.
technology.
How come we didn't talk about that? Starlink?
Yeah. No, I think that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a proponent of that.
I don't
You
know
like
if
it?
Starlink, home adoption, right?
Did-
Maybe on the rural areas, right?
No, they have.
Actually, it's a funny story. One of the guests in Perry Lane, like previous guest, like they text me like, "Oh, there is an internet outage." I'm like, "What?" So I really checked with AT&T. Yeah, there was an outage for like 2 days,
Oh,
and I'm like, "Okay, if it's tomorrow morning, it's not back in, then I'll gonna go and figure it out." So I start researching. Okay, what do you do like if you need the internet? And I found Starlink.
Yeah.
So they have like so many versions now. They have like a residential, like you know, where you can really install like a huge fixed one, is like a faster speed and everything.
Yeah.
And then there is a new mini version, which you can also use for home, or you can bring with you anywhere. And it's really like this. So actually, I went to Best Buy. I bought it. So I went back here home. I was like setting it up, like you know, testing, like setting everything up.
Yeah.
And it was giving me like I think 150 download and like a 30 upload. So you know, I set everything up, and then just by the time when I was going back to them to give it, they're like, "Oh, the internet is back." I'm like,
But that's cool because now you have that
yeah.
cool. Yeah.
No, I returned it. Like I went
Oh.
to Best Buy and
Dang,
because
you
like,
should've kept
but I talked to Tao. I'm like, you know, like this is actually very cool because it doesn't matter where you're in the world,
Yeah.
you can bring it with you, or even if you're in the mountains where you don't have a reception, anything, this thing still works.
Right. I had some friends that went camping and they took
Yeah?
it. Yeah.
It's-
How much is it? The one that you bought it?
I think it was $3.99.
$3.99.
Plus you have to pay
A
I don't remember-
subscription, right?
Subscription, I think, is like between 50 and 150. I think 50 you get like a 5 gigabytes, and then 150 is like unlimited.
Okay.
Yeah,
per month.
yeah, per month.
Yeah,
I think that was the pricing. Yeah, so I think because I canceled the same day, I got like a full reimbursement for the subscription. But like it's pretty crazy that you can it, and it's so small. And you just point this to the sky, and there's like some kind
I
of
can't
like
believe you returned it.
I know.
No,
Dude,
but
that
like
thing's actually
no,
pretty
no,
awesome.
I always I love new technology and everything, but I always feel bad if I have something and I'm not using it.
Right.
Of course, I like a use case. So if you go camping or if you go somewhere without reception, but it's gonna be maybe once a year,
Yeah.
or 2 times a year.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, nah, I'm returning it. And Tal was also like, keep it. I'm like, no, like when are we gonna use it?
In this day and age, though, when you can, you know, if you have a job where you don't have to be like local, right?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome because you could literally be on a boat in the middle of the ocean.
Man, yeah. So the
You
funny
know,
part,
it's awesome.
the plan for the ocean is way higher. I think the
Oh.
ocean plan is $800 a month.
Whoa. Okay,
Yeah.
never mind.
So no, but like I think I don't know why, but like yes, I don't know if it really gonna work if you do a regular plan and go on the boat. But there is I saw the description of like different plans, and for the ocean, you know, for the water, it's a different. I think lake is fine, but like if you really
Like in the
in
ocean.
the middle of the Pacific Ocean, it's
Right.
I think it's a different. But yeah, I mean, if you have a boat, I'm pretty sure you can pay 800 for the internet.
Yeah, yeah.
a month.
That's nothing.
Yeah.
If you have a yacht, that's for
Yeah.
sure.
Cool.
Yeah. Ooh.
Speaking of smart lights.
Ooh, yeah, exactly. See, the enemies are coming down on us. So, should we just keep going? Okay. So I have one thing. That's pretty awesome, right? When I was looking up these smart home things, right? One thing caught my eye, and they actually have concrete that is self-repairing concrete.
Whoa, really?
So I'm cool with that. And I was like, well, how does it work, right? They infuse the concrete with bacteria.
Wow.
So when it's exposed to air, then it releases enzymes to seal it. So I'd be cool with that, because then, like, dude, you build like a foundation, right? And you know, you get like a crack in the foundation, and it just heals itself.
That's right up your alley,
Dude, that's sick.
Yeah.
Then it's like you never have to worry about it.
Right,
You know what I mean? But
I like that.
yeah, I'm cool with that. So apparently too, like all the super homes, like for you know, Zuckerberg and all those guys,
Yeah.
they have that kind of stuff,
Oh, I
like
bet.
smart materials, right?
Yeah,
That's pretty cool.
I bet.
Yeah.
I bet.
And then, you know, Zuck, he's got that compound in Kauai.
Yeah.
So it's supposedly like there's they looked into the patents that he got for his drones, and apparently like he's got like a defensive network of drones. So he pushes a button and like this is all hearsay.
Yeah.
But like the whole compound locks down and it releases the drones. So now it's not like release the hounds, right? Now it's
Yeah.
releasing the drones.
Oh,
And you
they
get all-
definitely
yeah.
have grenades on those things.
Probably,
Yeah.
dude.
Missiles.
Probably.
In Maui?
Yeah,
in
in Kauai.
oh, that's in Kauai. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
Yeah,
Spot
dude.
there. And then like
terrifying,
have you seen the interview like where they were saying like, oh, you know, everyone like freaking out, like, do you know something we don't know, like why you building such a like a crazy bunker there? Like, it's not a bunker, it's just like a regular basement, maybe
No, it's
like
not.
20,000
not.
square foot.
That guy's
It's
crazy.
So, and somehow like those plants, they get released to the public or something, like somehow
Mm-hmm.
like people can see what are those plants. And then the funny part, like that he commented like, oh, just a small little basement, which is like
Yeah,
pretty crazy basement.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I don't
but,
think so.
But so for this, like what you say, the concrete, self-healing concrete.
Self-healing concrete. So they infuse the concrete with this bacteria. And when so if a crack forms, right, it's exposed to oxygen, and the bacteria releases an enzyme that creates like a hard mineral or something like that, and then it self-heals. Now, I don't know what the timeline is. Like, I'm sure it's not just like boop done, but over time, like these micro stress fractures and stuff, they don't.
But this
Yeah.
is a so okay. This is not like a smart home anymore. It's like some kind of like a bio.
Right.
It's like wow.
And then it's going to turn
that's
people
crazy.
into zombies.
I don't know. And that's going to be Last of Us. And then it's like a fungus go in your
Dude.
brain and start controlling you.
Yeah,
Do
dude.
you watch this?
Yeah,
It's Last of Us?
yeah,
Yeah.
Actually, the new one came out. The
Yeah,
new
yeah.
season.
Oh, yeah?
I gotta
Gotta
watch
watch
it. I want to watch it.
And the funny part is about this fungus is true, yeah? I think there was
I think
something
so.
like
Something
in
like that.
like Amazon or somewhere like when they started the first episode, yeah? Like the first season, I think is it where they're explaining like this is a true thing?
Oh,
like the
right.
fungus
Mhm.
can
Right.
I think like animals, like they did have some studies where the fungus really attacked the brain of animal and they were able to control them. And
Yeah.
and insects too or something like that.
Yeah, it's parasites. Have you seen the zombie ants?
No.
Dude, the fungus, right? It latches onto the
Oh, yeah, that's
ant,
true. Yeah, yeah.
and then it forces them to like climb up into the highest like branch
Oh, yeah.
above the colony.
Oh yeah, that's
and
true.
then the freaking thing explodes out of their forehead and lays eggs all over the colony, and then everybody, yeah, it's crazy, dude. Yeah,
Huh.
yeah. So look forward to that.
No,
'Cause,
man.
I think we can wrap up the home tech conversation now.
yeah. I'm more excited about these fungus ants, dude. We could talk about that next time. But-
Okay. Yeah. So
All right, cool.
yeah, not
So-
everything is good.
Yeah. So at the end of the day,
Just do what you love.
yeah, technology is good, I guess, for some people, and you guys should all get new smart home technology. Call Brad and Anton for suggestions. Don't ask me though, because I won't know anything of what's going on.
Yeah. If everyone have any questions regarding tools, then we'll help you.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, yeah. I'm a tool guy for sure.
Yeah. Or how to build Japanese. What's the?
We should post links on
Yeah.
on the podcast of some of the tech that we talked
Yeah,
about.
that's true.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then also, don't forget to subscribe,
Yeah,
like-
please do.
like the video, and if you guys need any help, reach out.
Reach out.
We're here
All
for
right,
you.
cool. Peace out, guys.
What's up?
Oh wait, I forgot.
Hmm? What is it? Is it rated X?